Has the ability to acknowledge change in a person been lost in today's era of time?
I think it has, because we are in an era of everything's so fast, instant gratification. Everybody wants to be accepted so fast that we tend to forget about all the rest of it. It's like, what's now? Everything is about now. What's in front of me now? I don't care about what you did, where you come from. What can you do for me now?
I think that's an argument for the other thing, potentially, though.
Well,
no, I mean, yeah.
I don't know, man, because we're going to talk about this down the road, but the times are weird from a social media cultural standpoint. Everything to me is in a melting pot at this point. So there's a lot of weird things that you can look at from a lot of angles. But to me, I don't know, man. It's just extremely weird to me at these points. Now, you can jump in, y'all can correct me or whatever.
And this isn't, mine. This is from Charlemagne.
Oh.
He said, I remember he said this several times before, that in this day and age, they wouldn't let Malcolm X live down being Malcolm Little. He would, every time he said something they didn't agree with, they'd find a picture of him, eating some short ribs with a white woman, and it just
getting his hair fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
just so it didn't matter even what he said was right or he's actually made change. If you don't like what he was saying, they would bring up his past, and he would never get the acknowledgement for his change.
My question would be to that is, if Malcolm cooked on a topic, would that supersede everything that he did in the past in today's era, based off how many people like things so fast as they happen?
No, like
you don't think so? So it's all about the back catalog, right?
It's about what you did before, and if you were very public with what you did before.
Now, there's a lot of people out here that's done, and we talk about rap culture all the time.
Yeah,
they done snitched, they've done this, they've done that. There's so many called, you know what I mean when I say snitch, culturally or whatever.
Yeah,
a lot of these people doing just fine, and that back catalog is trash. But most recently, a lot of the things that they do most recently supersedes that stuff in the past. That's all I'm saying. I think that's a possibility.
I think we live in a time where things are easily forgotten based on what's coming next.
There we go.
And that's just where we at. Even when we take a political stance for certain things or an activist stance for certain things, it's only good for that moment. It feels good to a lot of people for that moment of time. But after some time goes on, they don't feel the same way anymore. But they never even address it. It's just gone. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. We moved on from that. It just is what it is. To your point, things move so fast now that they get caught up in the moment. They don't get caught up in the actual, what should I call it? The cause and effect of things in the long term. They only view it for what it is right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think first impressions are really powerful, and I think people always remember you from when they first meet you, and that's kind of the vision that they have in your head and in their head every time they meet you again. And I think it's subjective to who you want to notice that you've changed. So like, I was adopted. I grew up in a white town, white family, rejected my identity as Asian until I was 30. Then as I started to reclaim that at 30, a lot of my family and friends that I grew up with weren't seeing me change in this way. And for a while, it was making me really upset, and I didn't understand why. And it was because for 30 years, I didn't see myself as Asian. I wanted to be white and thought I was white.
Wow.
So why would they start seeing me differently, especially now that I'm in a different place geographically, for them to see me change? And so, but at the end of the day, are those even the people that I want to see me change? Like, because we're moving in different directions, we're on different paths now, like we have different morals and values and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, I think it is, especially in social media, like if you go viral, you're only going to be remembered for that first viral thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the people that are, and if you want people to see you change, it's going to take probably a decade. And you're probably going to have to not do anything.
Consistency.
Yeah. I would say you're going to have to just be kind of underground, and then you'll pop again. Like
Yeah.
Tosh.0 was, or Daniel Tosh was only Tosh.0, the video guy. Then he fell off the face of the earth because of ridiculousness, and then he came back and he has a podcast now doing kind of similar but different stuff.
Right.
And so the people that have been with him for that whole time, to use that example, they saw the change, and they're the people that want to know the change. But for the most part, like most people probably only remember him from
Tosh Point,
the stupid ass videos that he was doing.
So
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy that you say that, because that shows the power of a brand. Because if I can recreate myself and still bring people over, it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Lone, you
Yeah.
That's a good point you made.
I don't
as it
know.
relates to the second question, like,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
have
no.
anything?
No, I was just gonna say those are good answers. I think we do have to hold space for people to change.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just maturity, in a way, because sometimes we do want to hold people to rigid ideals or ideas of what somebody is based upon one or two things that they've done in their life, or one, Jay always says it, you don't want to be judged by the worst thing you've ever done or anything to that nature, right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of upon the individual a lot of times. Don't get me wrong. You have to show and prove who you are through time, and if you do that long enough, then you can stand on the fact of you are who you are, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think it is more of an evolved mindset to be able to look at everybody based upon where they are now, based upon the things that they have been done recently, and the things, like it's going to take a long time for me to come around on Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's literally who I was thinking about. I'm like, right now, she's like, oh, I want to release the Epstein files. I'm going against Trump and all this. And Raskin, who we don't really care about him, but he's like, she can be a Democrat. And it's like, have we are forgotten all of these things?
There you go.
There
you go.
We need more documentation. We need more data.
We don't believe you.
Yeah.
You
We
need more people.
You need more people.
Well, it's your actions too. Like Rory, especially after you read like his apology or whatever that seemed to have come after him being in the Spaces thing, like that sounds like there's been a lot of time for him to go through that.
Yeah.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, there has been no time. It's been night and day, a flip flop essentially. Because at the end of the day, she's somebody who's tried to get what she's wanted or what she wants through the use of her power and privilege.
Yep.
And I feel like that tracks with even though it might ostensibly help a bunch of survivors and victims.
Yeah, it's one of those
real.
things where it's now personally affecting her because she has kids that want homes.
Yeah.
And these things that she voted for does not help her kids get homes.
Well, she's also a professional grifter. Let's be real.
That too.
Yeah, she didn't pay back her PPP loans.
Yeah, hey, a lot of people didn't. I'm mad I didn't get one because
no, you did. It made you pay yours back.
No, there's a lot of people that got those and didn't have to pay them back. And I had a legit LLC at the time. And could have did it, but I didn't. But that's neither here nor there. But the things that she's against now is things that affect her personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she actually wanted, because this was one of his promises, getting back to politics. Crazy. Trump said he ran on releasing the files. He didn't want to release them. She was for releasing them, and here we are now. And she signed off on some shit that she shouldn't have signed off on, and now it's personally affecting her. And now she has to rewind the clock. So,
I also heard it was because she wasn't going to get support from certain party members, and so or the party in general. So
yeah.
I just don't to bring it all the way back. I think data is needed sometimes, and sometimes that's a personal thing. Like some people are ready, like you said, some people are ready to adopt her right now. They're like, all right, cool, she's one of us, and I'm like,
no, cool.
I don't know about
she
that.
She is not invited to the barbecue. We're not. No.
Would you say, Terry, you cool?
Nah, man, she cannot come.
But I do think that allowing her a path is prudent if she can show and prove. So that's kind of where I would leave it.
Okay.
All right, man.
I think we're clear on that one. We good on that one?
These are one of those things where I'm happy for you, but I don't have to be your friend.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm going to either, but it's just...
Because she could come out and say something or vote a way that lets us know, she didn't change. This is just about her personally.
Exactly.
Trying to get what she needs.
That's what it feels like right now.
That's what it feels very transactional right now.
No, that's real. That's real.